One, two, one, two, one, two. That truth is in the building. What's going down? Hey, it's the last week of Black History Month, man. You know what I mean? So you see I'm in all black. They're like a Black Panther. You dig what I'm saying? For real, for real, for real. So what's happening with y'all, man? Listen, I got some special people with me today. And so we're gonna get into it, man. And we've been on this little theme. I think like last week I had my man Paper Paul, he was on here and he was trying to give like a little bit of advice for like what ladies could do, when they get their taxes back, when you're dealing with like a lump sum of money, maybe you want to make some smart investments. And so, I know a few ladies, black ladies, that's doing their thing, like working a job and then also got a side business and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna bring my sister in and we didn't did this before. And then I got somebody else I want to introduce y'all from. We all been hanging around here for the quad. So hold on, let me grab my sister real quick. Grice, what's the word?
Hey, what's going on?
What you doing?
Nah, I ain't been too long get off work. I'm tired.
You tired?
Yeah.
Don't look like it. What's going on in the back? You see how my scenery is like fresh, and you look like I don't
Wait,
know, like
that's
you in the
my
kitchen or
curtain
something.
in my window. Listen. Just don't let me log off.
What's up with that
The
little new
smell will
hairdo?
just tell you.
Yeah. What's going on with the hairdo? You look like you from like one of them like 60 groups, like the Supremes or
You better be
something.
glad I tried to do something to it because I just took it down. It was in a ponytail and my hair was
Uh,
hurting.
for the show, you did something to it for the show.
So I just tried to do a little something.
All right. Well, that's
But don't be
cool.
there. Don't be sitting there trying to crack jokes.
Right. But listen, oh man, listen, we'll be seeing y'all in a couple of weeks, man. Y'all coming down for Bernie's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to do it big and do something real cool and stuff like that for her. But I really wanted to get you on the show today, and you know what? One of these times, I want to sit down and get Teranique on there. I don't think I'll tell her enough, man, about how proud I am of her of what she doing. You dig what I'm saying? Married,
Mm-hmm.
got a little job, then she doing the Pink Divas and things like that. Teranique, you know what I mean? She done
Mm-hmm.
grew all the way up, didn't she? Like, man, remember Big Dirty Teranique? I used to take her to the park with the free lunches, man, my baby's like she doing her thing. Like
She
I'm
ain't
so
coming on
proud
the
of
show
her.
because she said you talk too much. You tell too much business.
That's why she don't want to come on the show.
Yeah, you tell everything. You can't. Where's the social media? You got to be careful what you put out there. You may
Man,
ask by
listen,
fire.
right,
But
but
get
listen.
arrested.
Hey, you ain't got no wine? Looks, I got apple juice. You ain't got nothing to drink? It's like,
Mm-mm.
nah. In 2023, we got a new motto. It's called "Turn up for Christ or burn up for life." So listen, that's what we doing. It's grape juice though. It's healthy though. But listen, I got this cool little friend. Me and her, we met like through social media and stuff like that. And what I wanted to get y'all on here today to do is, right about now, it's like it's tax time, and so you see like a lot of women, they get like tax money, and I think it's cool. I think everybody deserves a break. I think everybody deserves vacations and stuff like that. But I guess we was trying to give them like tips and pointers at this time of the year to maybe do something. I know that you got like a lot of different avenues on money. You know what I mean? Like say you don't just work, you'll try your hand at books, you'll try your hand at, stand up comedy. You dig? I think your camera froze. Are you live still? Let me see. Let me tap you out. Let me tap you back in. Grace, you gotta come back. I'll try to get her back here. She should pop back in. But listen, what I'm going to do. Oh, there you go. Yeah, your camera had froze up for like a minute, but you back. You
You
normal.
have went black for a minute. I couldn't even
I
see
did.
nothing. Yeah.
Oh no, it's on your end. It's your fault. My
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
everything over here is nice. But no, I'm
Okay.
just playing. No, listen. So this is the thing though. So last week I had my man Paper Paul on here. And I know that you got like a lot of different business venues that you be doing, far as whether it's the book, whether it's stand-up comedy, just like little side hustles. I got a friend I want to introduce her to, and she's right around here in this area. She's got her little company called Pure Romance. But I think what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to juggle this thing to let ladies know that, hey, even though you work a job and you get your taxes once a year, it's always good to have another venue for paper, another avenue to get some paper. So at tax time, it won't look like, okay, that's the only time that you boss up. And then when that's gone, then you back to ground zero. You dig what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
we just trying to speak into them. It's Black History Month. So this on Mondays is kind of like listen and learn. Let me bring Claudine in real quick. Claudine, what's up, peoples?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We doing
Hey, how
good.
are you?
Right. Okay, Sean, that's Claudine. Claudine, this is my big sister Sean, man. We call her Little Grice. I can't now she's trying to tell me I can't tell old stories. I can't tell you how she got the name Little Grice, but
Well,
it's
that's right.
cool.
You can't tell everything to social media.
Man, I didn't know that. Nobody never told me that. I just thought
Oh,
that this
you've
is
been
where
told.
this is. I thought this was the avenue where we talk. I don't know. I almost got kicked out of everything. So newbie always be mad. Like, man, why you say that? I'm like, man, I didn't know. I thought this is where everybody met up at. You did,
No.
Well,
Claudine,
no,
you ain't got no wine. Look, I got
no,
apple
I got
juice.
my Sprite. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
It's
Turn up for
Monday.
Christ or burn up for life. For real, for real. But listen, okay. So I got some questions that I want to ask y'all. You know what I mean, far as like being like black women, since this is Black History Month. But Claudine, give me I know you got a full-time job, but I also been seeing you promote your peer romance. What is your peer romance thing and what are you doing with that? What is that?
Well, it is a company that promotes sexual wellness education, and we also do we teach them about safe sex as well. But
Okay.
sex does not have to be boring because you're married, or um, it just doesn't have to be boring.
Right. So you teaching
We
them how to
also
spice
have,
up their life.
you yeah, sometimes people are uneducated. I don't think that the knowledge of a healthy sex life should come from TV. We also promote, skin wellness. That's a really big deal. Actually, 85% of the company sell things along the line of to make sure that you're taking care of your skin all year long. I promote that very heavy. You be good to your skin all year, not just in the summer or the winter time. So I sell a lot of the essential oils, the lotions, the bath and body, and things like that. But on the line of like maintaining your vitamin care, your
Right.
healthy weight level and things like that, we have those products as well. So when people hear pure romance, the first thing they think about is toys. And that again, like I said, 80% of our products is wellness, not so much as
So
that
let me
part.
ask you this. Let me ask you a question. So remember, I was looking at the beard oil. So
Mhm.
if my beard smell good, you think a woman will want to have sex with me because of my
Well, I don't,
beard smelling
yeah,
good?
it'll take more than a smell good beard. I
It's gonna take more than
mean,
that. But I can
you know,
start there
go
though.
to the mall to get smell good. I don't think that's what getting people touchy these days. I
I
mean,
didn't know you said take care of your skin because I remember you was giving me a
well, I
little
mean,
bit of
your skin is
yeah.
your skin, so you would want it just because you have to look at that face every day. You have to touch that skin. So yeah, you would want to take care of whether somebody else is looking or not.
Right. And the beard oils and stuff like that. I remember you saying like if you take care of your skin, like cleaning the pores, that would also
It
help the
promotes the
beard to
growth.
grow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just thought if the beer smelled good, maybe women might want you even more. I didn't, I mean, I'm willing to try it though. No, I'm
Well,
just
there
playing.
are there are certain things, products that does react with the chemicals in your body and produces pheromones. So
Yeah,
that could attract a woman to you. I used to sell bedroom candy, so I know so I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
You used to sell what, Grace?
bedroom candy.
Bedroom. Well, now what is that? Hold on.
It's sort of the same products that she sells, but it's from Candy Burrs.
Oh, okay. Candy from Escape, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Hmm.
bed like so is that more like some stuff that like you and your couple can use on each other, like like lick
It's
off stuff type? Yeah.
it's
Very
stuff
good.
for couples, but it's also like she said, it's bath and body stuff, essential
Right.
oils, creams. They got a beard thing. They have toys. They have they have a lot of stuff. I did it for a couple of years, and then I just got out of it.
Right. Okay. Well
Yeah,
then, yeah, I
I had
definitely
looked
got to.
into pure romance too.
Huh?
I said I had looked into doing pure romance too
Oh,
at
okay.
one
So you
time,
hit.
and then I had went to bedroom candy. Because it's like you said, it's about education and educating people about sex and ways to spice up your relationship or whatever, and also
Yeah.
taking care of your body, your hair, your skin. So it's not just one thing, because in the black community, it's always a stigma when you talk
Right,
about sex. So with pure romance and companies like bedroom candy, it's like education. It kind of like removes that stigma from
right. The
Okay.
dialogue is essential, and I think that people are more open to have those conversations in the settings that we present, because everybody is curious. Whether it's your thing or not, the curiosity alone is there.
Yeah. You're right.
And so to be able
I agree
to
with
have
that.
healthy sexual communication, and you'd be surprised at married people that don't want to talk about the things that they enjoy. So perhaps if your wife goes to a romance party, she's going back home a little more educated, got a couple of things that she can share with her partner, to open that dialogue, because your mate doesn't know what you like or what you enjoy if you're not communicating about it. And often it goes untapped in. So
I think it's dope. You know what I mean? Because when you start talking about relationships, I mean, if we got to spend the rest of our life together, we got to try to figure it out. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to have to try to do something. You know what I mean? Because you keep waking up to the same person like every day. You got to try something. We're going to put some candy on you or something. You dig what I'm
right.
saying? So I dig it. You dig? Now, all right, this is what I was doing, and this is where I like what you're doing, Claudine, because even though you work full time, and I know you got college students and stuff like that, you still find the time to do like the pure romance. And this is my big sister, so I always had a respect for her hustle and her grind. What's it like trying to juggle the job and just trying to keep another avenue for like money or like you did what I'm saying, a side business?
It's hectic. Just like, you're already tired when you go to work, but when you come home, you still have to work because you have a household to run if you don't have a spouse in the home and you have children. So what it boils down to is what matters to you. And what matters to me, going through COVID and pre-COVID taught me a lot, is that you cannot depend on your one job alone. Those jobs
Yeah,
are not loyal, and we all saw that whether you were laid off or where you was completely let go. It don't matter if you was there 5 years or 10 years or more. What I found out was you better have another trick in the hat, because them people let you go and they got money in their pocket. Now, what are you going to do? Because now you got to walk through that door and still provide those bills are still going to come.
yeah,
Um, it is just as important to have a second job as it is to have life insurance and medical insurance. So
yeah.
that's what it is. It's my insurance. It's to assure me that if my job is no longer needing me, that I still am presenting myself with another stream of
Source
income.
of income. Yeah.
Somebody else is dependent on me. So that's
Right.
what your side business becomes. It becomes your insurance.
Okay. I like that. Grice, so with everything that you doing, you juggle like a few different things, you know what I mean? You'll try your hands at the book, you'll do some stand-up comedy, you also work full time. Um what do you think the importance of, and what could you give to like ladies, you know what I mean, that's maybe just working another job but they just thinking about just doing something. How important is that to have like a side business or a side job?
It's tiresome. I'm telling you, like this year, I'm taking a break because it is tiresome. Because if you go work 8 hours at a job and then you come back and you got a business, you got to give that business the same amount of energy that you give into this job if you want your business to grow. And then with social media and stuff, everything being done on social media, you've got to be able to put in the work to put your stuff out there for Instagram, for Facebook, for TikTok, to get those followers up. But also with the business, you people got to trust you. People don't buy from you because you got a product. They buy from you because they trust you, because they feel like they know you, um, and they want to do business with you. So it's important to have multiple streams of income because, like Claudine said, one dry up what you got. So if you don't have something else that you can fall back on, you out here bad. So, but
Right.
at the same time, when you start a business, don't just start a business because you're like, oh, I'm gonna start a business.
Right.
What is your why? Why are you starting a business? Are you passionate about it? Because what is going to keep you working towards that business when the sales are not coming in, when you're
Yes.
not getting the followers that you need on TikTok or Instagram? What's going to
Right.
keep you hustling? Because if you don't have a why that's strong enough to keep
Mm.
you hustling, you're going to give up. You're going to be like, man, forget this. I'm tired too. So you're going to be like, I ain't doing this because
you know
in comedy, I've been doing comedy since 2010. It's a grind. It's a hustle. You got to get out there and hit them open mics. You got to go out there and deal with these janky promoters. You get there and they want to pay you in chicken wings and Hennessy. You get there and they be like,
what,
ah,
hold on, what they want to pay you in what?
chicken wings. Because they ain't got your money. Because they talking about, the ticket sales wasn't what they supposed to be. You want something to eat? Let me get you something to drink. How much I'm going to have to
Mm-mm.
pay you? You got to pay me what you said you going to pay me.
Right.
So this is the type of stuff you deal with. Then you got to deal with people being cutthroat. You got to deal with, as a female comedian, it's even harder because people already be like, women ain't funny. All they talk about is sex. So they don't want to hear, you. Then if you funny and you in the audience and you a woman and there's men in the audience, they not gonna laugh because they with their girl, and she ain't gonna laugh because she looking at you trying to see what you got on. Oh, what kind of shoes is them? I had people looking at me talking about some. Oh, is that a quick weave? I had people staring at my shoes the whole night. And then the guys, I get off the stage or whatever, and I know my jokes work because my jokes and hit all over. From the East Coast to the West Coast, I get off stage. Every guy in the club talking about, oh, you was funny. Why you weren't laughing? Because y'all almost messed up my self esteem. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's the stuff you have to deal with comedy, and just in entertainment business, it's tiresome because you got to deal with the cutthroat. You got to deal with people stealing your stuff. You got to deal with people stealing your ideas. So
Right.
if you got an idea for something, you got to be careful who you tell it to, because next thing you know, if they know somebody that got more juice than you, next thing you know, your stuff is on the big screen. I know some people right now there's some shows on, there's some movies that came out, blockbusters, that the idea was stolen from some people that I know, and
Yeah.
they ain't even try to include them in there. So
Right.
it's cutthroat. You got to know your why.
Yeah.
You can't just start a business, because I know some people jump in and they'll start a business because their
Yeah.
friends got a business, but if you're not passionate about it, it's not gonna
Right.
sustain.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed around here, everybody is doing the cooking thing, and everybody is cooking from home, and so you know, people will post and they'll let you know, they'll show their little plates and their little meals, and it goes by the way they dress up a plate and how they do it and stuff like that. And some of it is, you can't eat from everybody. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? Especially when they cooking from their crib. But then again, you got some people that can really get down, and so I mean, I understand it. When I was in the joint and I heard that you was doing stand up, it just blew my mind. I knew we used to watch Def Comedy Jam. We come from a silly family, man. But then when I got home, it's like one of my favorite ones was the one on Willie Earl. And I got it. Do you care if I bump the Willie Earl one real quick? All right, I'm gonna bump the Willie Earl. Stick around for a minute, Claudine, because I got some questions I want to answer. Are you busy?
Not right now.
Okay, let me know if you get busy, but I got a question I want to answer y'all both. I want to ask y'all both, but hold on real quick. We're gonna check this out.
Because my ex-husband was going around spreading rumors and stuff. He was telling people I wasn't a good wife. I wasn't trying to be. I was so happy his girlfriend broke us up. I didn't know what to do. I swear to God. I'm telling you, this is when I knew I was a side chick in my marriage. This is what I tell you, because I'm a side chick. I ain't ashamed of it. But this is when I knew I was a side chick in my own marriage. He took her ass to Mardi Gras. They brought me back a t-shirt and jeans. I said, now who showed their titties for the beads? You or the whole cake? She was crazy. And then, not only that, the bitch don't know side chick etiquette. Because she called me one night. And she was like, yeah, your man is laying here with me. I said, okay. Send him home when you get through with him. Yeah, we got to be at church in the morning. He on a praise and worship team. Jesus don't like you to be late for church. And I'm telling you though, if you are a side chick, know your role. Because I know, know your motherfucking place. I'm just saying, just know your place because you got a place in this world. And don't let nobody tell you different because you got a place in this world. If you a main chick, do not call the side chick. Tell myself, yeah, what you doing with my husband? Call his motherfucking ass. Sir, because I had a bitch call me telling me some, yeah, are you kicking it with my husband? I said, well, who the fuck is your husband? Tell me some Willie Earl. I said, yeah, I know Willie Earl. I said, Willie Earl was going to leave your ass 5 years ago. But because of me, he was able to hang in there a little while longer. Now you can brag on Facebook and Twitter and your job how you've been married for 20 years. Instead of talking aggressive to me, ask me to make sure I get my gas card on Valentine's Day. Oh yeah. I want a gas card on Valentine's Day. I don't want no punk ass flowers. I don't want no bitch ass roses. No fucking chocolate. I don't want that shit. You ain't got to go to Jared. But your ass got to go to QT. My car take $100. Give me a motherfucking gas card. And while you in there, bring me a hot dog and some hot dogs. Because If he leave you and the kids, Betty, he has left us and the kids. Don't leave us and the kids. Be like, don't do it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I keep people together. I do. I don't want to be the motherfucking main chick. I've been there. That shit is a lot of work. No, I'm serious, because people expect you to cook every day. They expect you to have sex with them every day. Yeah. They expect to see you every day. Who wants to be bothered with that for the rest of their life? I know.
Grace, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I watched it when I first checked it out on YouTube. I thought that was crazy when you was like, I want a gas card. I'm like man, I didn't know that you know what I mean that you was into that though. And I know you said that you taking a break. But
Yeah.
I think that I really think that that's something, man, that you got. You know what I mean? Our family is some clowns anyway, man, and it was kind of cool, just especially when you sent the book in to prison, just to have my sister, you know what I mean, do a book and have her name on that, man. And so, just keep the grind, man, because it's motivational and it's inspirational. And so, reason why I wanted both of y'all to be on here today is because I respect your grind though too, Claudine, because I see you. You know what I mean? We just got on some humbug about God. We was talking about God, and then she started talking to me about beard stuff, and then I had another situation where I had to get some advice about her from. But let me
I'm
ask you this.
gonna talk about God for sure every
Yeah,
every day.
there it is. You're right. You see me. You know what my motto is: turn up for Christ or burn up for life. You dig what I'm saying? Straight up. Keep the
Trying to make
juice.
that thing I see.
Hey, listen. I'm waiting on him to come back. But no, listen. Let me ask y'all this: do y'all think it's hard to be a black woman in this world?
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I've been black my whole life, so I'm
and, you, and you from the shy
saying,
too.
like, I don't know. I mean, how do you weigh? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
no,
Well,
we just do. You know what I'm saying? We do.
well, I think I'm take it from this perspective. Then,
Like as opposed to what? What do you
do you think as a black woman that you have to bust your butt a lot harder than anybody else? Because in a world where some careers are like male dominated, we know that you have to bust your butt in that area. But have you ever felt pressure, like, just because I'm a black woman and I see myself in this type of position or this type of job, that I have to really, what I mean, be on my square? I got to carry myself a certain way, or what?
Well, see,
Yeah.
those was already the requirements in our house. So, my mom and dad didn't play that. You know what I mean? Anything under the honor roll wasn't acceptable. So the ass busting and doing all that came from in our house. So
That's love.
we were already geared and rooted to be competitive because my mom and dad would tell us, ain't nobody finna give you nothing. And in Chicago, you already know ain't nobody finna give you nothing. So you got to be able to go out there and get it. And so I guess I never really looked at it like that because any job I go into, any classroom I step in, I'm already coming in with that competitive mentality. Like I can't even go bowling with my family without us talking stuff back and forth. Like that's true. So I
Right.
don't know how to weigh that because at the door I knew what was expected of us at home. And to some people they would think that's tough. You know what I
Right.
mean? But when
And
you
what do you think,
that's
Grace?
all compete, go get it.
Right.
I think you do because number one, women are underpaid. We make less than men doing the same job. But then as a black woman, sometimes you represent everybody. And like I tell people, I don't represent the whole black race. I represent me. But when
Right.
you're
But
in an
they do
office
look at you like
environment,
that though.
yeah, but when you're in an office environment and you're passionate about something or you're smart about something and you talk about it, now you got to watch your tone. You got to watch how you speak because because if not, you're the angry black woman or you the over aggressive black woman or the head snapping and all this. When in actuality, you know your stuff. And sometimes when you know your stuff and you go into a place, you have to be better than the other people because your best, you know, somebody else could be mediocre that's another race and it's okay, but with you it's not okay. So it's like you always got to be 100. So I was always competitive in school when it came to grades. I've always been
Yeah.
competitive in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
workplace because I'm just like, you know what, I don't feel like nobody better than me. So when I get in there, I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna do me. So you ain't gonna never have to say, you will never have to, you know, say anything negative about me or my work ethics because I'm a shine when I get in there.
Right.
But that's
So,
what you have
so,
to
so,
do.
so listen to this, Claudine. All right, now this is my big sister. So listen. Number one, didn't you get skipped up a grade in elementary? You got skipped up a grade in elementary. Then you turned around and you graduated a year earlier than your class did. So I mean, I ain't no dummy, but I was never like on the books like that. You dig what I'm saying? So like, how important was that when you was in school? Did you feel like, all right, I gotta grind and make sure that these grades is like this, and just keep it? Because
I was always competitive. It was like I don't want nobody to get better grades than me, except for one little period where we used to hang out at the liquor store at lunchtime.
oh, you and your
Me
one
and
friend,
Emily,
yeah,
yeah.
you're
So
in.
except for that time, but it was like I had like like right after Moon died, like that year, I just messed up. But then came when I came back though,
You're right.
like the
You bounce
last
back.
my 11th and 12th grade, I was straight A B's because that
Right.
was what I was used to because I was always competitive. And then growing up in Iowa, sometimes you're the only black person in the class. So you
Yeah.
can't be in the class and be black and be slow and be the only one in there because they already looking at you crazy too. So you can
Right. Straight up.
You can't
You
be
know.
black and be slow and be the only one in there.
Right. Because you remember when we first moved to Iowa, we hated it. Remember?
yeah. So we used to hang out at the
I think she cut off. Hope,
in trouble
hope
for leaving, but that was like the only time. But other
your
than that,
camera cut off, guys. It'll bounce back. But yeah.
in the military, I had to have the
Maybe
best
she.
grades in class.
So if she's, I don't know if she's still talking, but listen to this. So
So it's just always been something that's been in me because
something is going on with your camera where it's cutting in and out. Huh?
I went to school. I just left and went. I just left at lunch.
Right. Okay. But see, all right, I was checking this dude out, right? And he was saying, you know what I mean, since he was going through this little skit since it was like Black History Month, and he was just naming off some things that you know what I mean, and you said something about it. They always try to make it seem like the black woman is an angry woman. Like, why is it that they always try to make it seem like the black woman is angry? Because of her attitude or like or because like say for instance if she's outspoken or she's well spoken of or like just because she won't put up with certain stuff and she won't tolerate this and that, all of a sudden you'll get the label as an angry black woman. Have you ever been accused of that?
Me?
Oh me?
Yeah. Well, both of y'all, just one at a time. Like I'm just saying, do you ever get that? Like you did what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
says
I,
like a lot of times, you know, well, take that one, and I'm gonna tell you another one that he said that's really real. But you know, you had mentioned it a little bit, Claudine, about you know that people kind of like looking at black women like, oh, she angry, and just because you stand up for
I
yourself,
have been
because
called that, and sometimes I have been the angry black woman,
right,
and not own it. But then there's other times where I'm assertive in the things that I say. I'm kind of straightforward. I don't beat around the bush. So sometimes to people who are not used to being spoken to that way, it will come off as you have an attitude and things like that. But for the most part, that's just how we talk. Well, other people that are a little more meek in regards to their communication, it seems aggressive to them. But then there has been times that my voice has gone up several octaves, and I'm speaking to you in a manner that you is translating that I am very angry because at that moment I am. And I
right,
want you to know that.
right, real talk,
Feel that as it's coming out. Because
yeah,
you got me right there in the moment. She's very black and angry.
there it is. What you think, Grice? Like, why do you think that they might label black women as that? You
Because
never hear them say that's an angry white woman, that's an angry
right.
Hispanic lady, angry Indian. It's always an angry black woman. You know, black woman scorn. You did
Yeah.
So
I think a
that's
lot of times because a lot of times black women do be angry. I mean, a lot of times sometimes they're passionate about what they're talking about, and I think people mistake their passion for anger, and they automatically expect us to be angry. So no matter what we say or the manner in which we say it, we're going to be labeled as an angry black woman. So you have to a lot of times watch your tone, watch how you speak to people in certain situations. Now there was a point in the army they probably would label me as a black woman because they saw I was a rebel without a cause. But when but when you in a male dominated field and you got people coming at you crazy all day, you got to have thick skin. You got to stand up for yourself, and you got to let these people know you're not going to run over me. Because if you're the only woman and you in a company with all men, it's hard. So
Right.
yeah, you start cussing people out.
Right. But listen to this though, guys. I gotta
That
tell
way,
this
y'all not
story.
gonna run twisted.
Yeah. But you know what? If you ever met Claudine like in
I'm labeled as
person,
a.
or I can't see it at your lips if you stop talking. She's cutting in and out.
It'd be like whatever.
Yeah. But
So
listen, if you would ever meet Claudine in person, or you meet my sister in person, both of y'all are like short. And I got to tell you this story right here real quick because this one is funny. So listen, my sister's in the army, right? She was in the military and she's retired from the military. And Grice, I don't know what happened that day. Were you coming from drill or something? But you had on your uniform and you had on your boots, and we were standing at the top of Seven Deuce. And so
uh,
Terranique was across the street playing with these little kids over in this little lady yard. And I
hmm
don't know what Terranique did to the kids, but the kids started crying. They go in the house, they go get their mom. And then she said something to Terranique. So only thing I know, Terranique crying. And I'm like, go in the house and go get Sean. And I'm like, looking. And then her mom come outside. Now listen, Clark, I cannot make this up. This lady is about 5'11" and about 330, 340 pounds. Grice is about 5 feet, 5 feet one, probably 100. So when Terranique go in there and go get her, this is her daughter, her oldest daughter. We all standing outside now. We in the parking lot. She walks from her house, crosses the parking lot. The lady is standing behind her fist. She grabbed her by her hair and just started doing all in her head, all in her face. And the lady started saying, "No, stop, cut it out, please. It's enough. Don't do it again." And I'm like, what just happened so fast? Why you come out and start beating that lady up like that? And so, listen, she used to have a tag on her army shirt that had Grice on it. And you know how your boy was, Smokey was like next Friday? Like, that's my dog. Like, that's my dog. Like, after she got done beating the big lady up, boy, everybody was like, damn, little Grice. And that's how we started calling her like little Grice. Man, you went over there and punched that lady nose was bleeding. I thought that lady was gonna handle you over there. You went over there and punched that lady up because of Terry D. But yeah, I guess you gotta
that
leave
lady
people
knows
kids
what's
alone.
bleeding. You need to stop.
Well, that lady was bigger than you. And you went over there and punched her all in her face and in the back of her head. You better be glad she didn't call the police on you. You did. But I guess about your kids, you dig what I'm saying. But here's another thing, Grice. All right. Why do they always say
You get freezing up, so I don't know if it's me or if it's you.
no? We can hear over here on our side. You can't hear on your side. It's
Okay,
your stuff.
it
You got to
probably is.
upgrade. You got to
No,
upgrade. You got to buy some new
no,
stuff. Yeah, you got to buy some new stuff.
don't do
But
that.
okay. So let me ask y'all this question.
Sign
Let,
off, yeah, but go ahead.
but let me
Mhm.
okay. So why is it? And this dude said this, and when he said that this was really good, why do you think people always they always say you're a strong black woman? They never say strong white woman. They never say strong Mexican woman. Why do you think that when a black woman is doing something like heroic or she's standing up, she's doing something great, then they always got to put the label on her strong black woman?
Mm,
Because the way he said it, he says it seems to be a disservice instead of a compliment. Because a black woman can be strong at all times. Just because she does something, you don't have to put that title "strong black woman" as if she was weak or something. That she grew up weak or like she's coming from something weak. And you. And once again, he says you never put that title on any other women. So does a title like that? Do you take that as a compliment or you take it as a disservice?
I think that can just kind of go either way. Um,
Give me an
uh,
example. Because I mean, we hear it all the
I
time, and
mean, there is strength in getting navigating through life and doing what you have to do, but the disservice part in it is I don't think that we ever really asked to be that strong and have to do it all on our own. So that's not like a badge to wear on a daily basis, but at the same time, from one sister to the next, I could pat you on the back and say that because you're getting through it. Again, it's what we do. It's not necessarily the avenue that we choose. So, uh, yeah, there's some highs and lows to that
yeah,
statement.
I think you pointed it out though too, is because like when you say it and from this level right here and say, okay, I pat my sister on the back and I say, you just made it through something. But when he brought it to my attention, does it always seem like black women are always going through something?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
former part of what I said is we didn't choose to have to be this strong. We just do what we need to do.
Right. What you think, Grace?
I don't see it so much as strong because, like you said, we do what we have to do to get the job done. But when people always want to label us as strong or as angry or this, why do you have to keep putting labels on us? Why can't we just be a woman? Why is it
Exactly.
always the strong black woman? Why is it the angry black woman? Why we can't just be women with feelings and emotions and we just out here making it happen and getting it done? And I think a lot
Exactly.
of times it's because people fear us because they know the strength that black people have in general and the strength that black women have. So if you can say something negative or whatever to try to bring us down and it don't work because we still stand strong, we still rise up. But let me
Yeah.
say this: at the end of the day, we tired of being strong. We need some help out here in these streets. We
Real
tired.
talk.
We
Real
tired. We
talk.
tired of being
Real talk.
independent. We tired. We
Yeah.
out here tired. We tired now.
Yeah.
We tired. We don't
Maybe
want to
that's
be
why we
strong,
be angry
independent. No, we don't
sometimes.
want to be no strong, independent black woman no more, and don't need nobody. We need somebody. We need help out here. So
Right.
we
Sure.
tired of that.
Yeah. And you know something? Now let me say that since you said that, and this is one thing that he did say that I thought was cool. He says black women need to understand that you are the foundational health and well-being of every black man. Now, regardless of if a man get out here and he date, hey, look at there go Auntie. Billy said hi,
Real
Sean.
talk, right?
Hi, Sean. Sean, real talk. That's our auntie. Hey, man, they just had a barbecue this weekend. Man, it went down. They had so much food over there. It was love. Auntie, anytime y'all cook, I'm over there. But listen, so he says that the black woman is the foundation, the overall foundation and health and well-being of to every black man. And so brothers that might be on the podcast right now, whether you date a white woman or whether you date somebody that's outside of your race, listen to this because even if we full black, we got a black mother. We had a black grandmother, a black great grandmother, Mom Betty. You dig what I'm saying? Black aunties, whether it was Auntie Diane, Auntie Billy, Nook, Mary Ann, Betty Joe, Geneva, all of these ladies that feed into our lives to
Mhm.
make us who we are. And when you said that, hey, we get tired, we tired. We need some help out here because when you think about it when we went through that little crack era and all of us is getting locked up in the feds, it's those women that's raising these boys to be on their own. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to
Mhm.
raise a boy into a man, and then with what's going on out in the world, I don't think a lot of times they give the woman enough credit for the black woman enough credit for who she is. And it's not to take away from any other woman on earth. We're not doing that.
Mhm.
But I'm saying for y'all in the position that y'all are in and some of the things that you have to go through, I agree with you, Claudine. That's one of the reasons why I was saying, do you think it's hard to be a black woman? Do you agree with that? That the black woman is the foundation?
I agree with that, and I'm proud to be a
Well, that's
black woman. I
all the
wouldn't want
more
to be
reason for
nothing
the black
but a
man
black
should
woman.
to cater to her and treat her better.
Okay, hold
For
on.
those that believe that should set the example and really start treating black women better when you really deposit that into your spirit and understand how much weight that carries. Again, the strength was sent to us. We didn't choose it. So yeah, when men
Okay.
start to realize that, perhaps the appreciation and the aid and assist will come through.
Okay, now what was you saying, Grace? Now say your thing. Because y'all both kind of got tangled up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Grace.
forget now, Tim. I don't forget.
Okay, but I'm saying, do you kind of agree with that? Like, black men need to like step up and show that appreciation and stuff like that, towards women, because a lot of them, like right now, might think that y'all just angry black women.
Yeah, they should show appreciation towards black women if that's what they feel like they need to do. That I guess that depends on the black woman they're around. Because I know black women are created equal. Let's keep it 100 now. Everybody ain't no kings or queens. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody ain't standing up. All black women don't have black men's back either. So we got to be honest. We got to keep it 100 about that. So
Yeah.
but I would say this: if you have somebody in your life who's 100, who got you, then I think you should appreciate that person. You should celebrate that person, and you should make it light for that person. She shouldn't have to carry the weight of the world, and you, and then you not pouring back in her, but she pouring everything into you. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
times black women get tired and they get angry because they pour so much into other people, but who's pouring back into them?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that one right there. That one right there is well put. our mama is a strong black woman, so we seen her grind with the remember the Black Magic, the beauty salon. Then she was doing the taxes. Then she always did curls. So we always seen the side hustle. And one thing about Bernice is strong. She gonna let you know that. You dig what I'm saying? She is not no quitter about no nothing. And so I appreciate that, that role model that you have in your life, just by me being down, how she was in my corner for that whole 15 years. I didn't do that time by myself. My mama did that time with me. You know what I mean? And so, I get it. You dig what I'm saying? And Black History Month, we know that this is the shortest month of the year. This ain't no time to just say, okay, let's just be black for February. I feel like what you said, you should really be like that, all year round. If you, yeah, because I got to give it to you, yo, man, she is so sweet. I haven't seen her tap in tonight, but she says a lot of powerful things about pouring into like her man. Her man was in prison and standing behind him. And a lot of times, man, when you get a black woman that really go hard for you, that love you, that's in your corner, you got to ride or die, man, for real, for real. And you know what I mean? You better take advantage of that. You dig what I'm saying? And treat that, accordingly. You know, another thing that he did say too, and I think it's funny, but it's true. He says, regardless of whether they like to say it or not, he says, like, the black woman is the most fantasized woman in the world. He says, who else has fantasized about the different things that she can do with her hair, the different body types that they got, the different colors of skin? You know what I'm saying? He says everybody tries to copy it, whether it's her hair or whether they try to get lips to be big like the black woman, or whether they go get a butt transplant or breast transplant. It all came from this black woman's body, the goddess type body of a black woman. And I said, that's crazy too, that the black woman is the ideal body. But then he turned me on to something that was so crazy. He talked about this lady called Sarah Bartman. Have you ever heard of her?
Mhm.
You heard of Sarah Bartman? And I looked it up, and I did not know, just because, she had a big butt and stuff like that, that they put her in a circus and they made fun of her. And because they didn't know, the way that she looked, it was like different to them. And, they cracked jokes on her, they raped her and stuff like that. And so if you think about that, that has been one of the plagues on the black woman too, dealing with rape all the way from slavery, you know what I mean, all the way up to now. And that's another reason why I was saying, do you feel like, it's extra hard on being a black woman, just from that mental standpoint? What do you think, Grice?
Yeah, I mean it is because you do carry that DNA and of slavery within you. And even though people don't probably acknowledge it or understand that, because it is hard. I mean, if you think about like traumatizing things that maybe have happened in black women, black girls growing up, because they don't respect black, even little girls. If something happened to a black girl, they'll when she little or whatever, she get molested. Or a lot of times, oh, she was fast. Oh, well, why was
Right.
she wearing this? Or she too grown, or she this, or she that. And a lot of times, you have to you grow up in an environment to where you have to grow up fast, where you can't be a child, where you
Right.
have to step up and take the role of an adult because of the environment that you're in. So it's a lot of stuff that has been put on black women from as kids, because a lot of times black kids are not seeing the same as other races. We don't get the same pass that other kids get. If we do something that a normal child would do, we're seen as bad. We're seen as trouble. They want to put us on medicine because now we got ADHD and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. And all this stuff is stuff that you carry through. And then, like you were saying, how people now want to get the butt implants and get their lips bigger. But before, if you was a black girl with big lips, you got talked about. If
Yeah,
you
you
had
was ugly.
wide nose, you got talked about. If your butt was big, you got talked about. You were shamed growing up about your body or whatever. And now it's like they don't love us, but they love our culture.
Right. Yeah. Do
Hmm.
you experience that sometimes, Claudine?
I
You seem like you got something you want to say.
well, um, no, I can't really say that I had any issues with as far as my body is concerned, other than my height. But
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why too, I like to bring that up though, is because whether they want to believe it or not, I still think that slavery has stained us as a generation for years, and it's still on us, because you can't just do something to a generation of people and have the effects go on for like so long and think that it's just going to be all right one day, because it's not. Because I was listening, I was trying to get into this TED talk thing. I'm trying to land one of those talks on the stage, and then this guy that was working with me wanted to be my coach. He was trying to tell me how I can do this, help me try to do this, and then try to help me get the book. But as I was getting the topics together for my speech, you know what I mean? I wanted to talk about, a little bit of my life story, but then also let people know that, you know, as a black man, I even seen it in prison. Or, like I try to tell a lot of these guys when I'm doing the podcast, when we stand in front of that judge, it's different. You dig what I'm saying? If it could be the same crime for the black person and a white guy, the black guy gonna get the harder time. You dig what I'm saying? He might get sent to prison, and I done seen a white guy do way worse than what I did and go come in and go straight home. You know what I mean? And it'll hurt you. You know what I mean? Because now you sitting in here, and I feel like as a black man sometimes too, even in the world, that we have to grind harder than them. And and I hate it, because one of the things that happened is when I came home, Grice, is like, I've been struggling mentally, you know what I mean? And I don't want to like keep saying it like that, but prison messed me up a little bit, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But as being black people, sometimes we always try to feel like, like we can't talk about our problems, or like, what I mean, you ain't supposed to be weak, you ain't supposed to, what I mean, you always got to be strong, you know what I mean? Like, we just talk like we don't talk like that, or we don't go see Sykes, and we don't see shit like that. So I just wanted to know, from a woman's perspective, how heavy is it on y'all, what I mean? Because I know it's got to be heavy, you dig what I'm saying? Just in corporate world, and then just being a black woman, period. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it there. Now let me ask y'all this. We started off, Teranique, she just said she liked it, our video. I want to get Teranique on here sometime. What would you say to somebody, man, who's I know you said don't open up a business unless you're passionate about it. Ain't no sense wasting no money if you ain't gonna give it 100%. But as far as like smart investments and like women leveling up and everybody want to be a boss, give me, what would you say to a person, to a young lady, and you trying to coach them into coming into a young lady and being black in this world? What would you give her, Grace?
I would just tell her to stay true to herself, to just be her own authentic self, because people value that. Because a lot of people are not authentic. I would tell her, don't get so hung up on social media and the images that you see on social media. Because at the end of the day, you got to love yourself. And as far as business wise or whatever, um, I wouldn't say if you're not passionate, don't start a business. Because I've started a lot of business and then realized, you know what, this ain't for me, and I quit. So, but you don't know what you like until you try it out.
Exactly.
So, if it's somebody that was talking to me about a business situation, I'd be like, well, try it. If you got the money and you try it out, then I would say try it. I ain't gonna never stomp on somebody's dream and be like, oh no, don't do that, because I don't know what that person's path in life is. I don't know why they came here.
Right.
But if it's something that you want to try, because I've done a lot of things. So if it's something that you want to try, I would say, go ahead and try. But the main thing is you got to know who you are. And at the end of the day, stay true to yourself, and don't be willing to risk your morals or whatever for some money,
Right.
for the bag. Because at the end of the day, you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
People are not going to care about what you did or how much money you made when you die. What's going to matter to you is your family and how you treated people. That at the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's what people gonna really. That's what you. To me, that's what's gonna matter. It ain't
Right.
about, oh, I made millions of dollars and I did this or I did that. But was you a good person? Did you
Right.
spend time with your family? Did you keep it 100 with your people? Can you leave here saying that you didn't wrong anybody intentionally?
Right. Legacy, really. you know
Hmm.
Claudine, what would you say, if you were to give a young lady any type of advice about out here, about out of your experiences of being a young black lady and then trying to be an entrepreneur, what would you give her?
Um, so Grice pretty much said it all. I would say just every day, speak life into yourself every day when you get out of the bed, whether you're going to be starting a business or not. Before your feet walk out of that front door, always be the first person to speak life into you.
Hmm.
You are a praying person. Don't get out of the bed without praying.
Amen. Amen to that.
In order to accomplish anything, whether it's continuing on in your career or if you're going to have a career and a side hustle, discipline is going to be necessary. And you got to
Hmm.
be a business fan. Don't expect those that are the closest to you to be the ones that cause your business to blow up, because it doesn't happen that way. Strangers become customers and become friends faster than anybody that you are with on a day-to-day basis. Like Bryce said, stay true to yourself, whether it's getting to the bag, or it's just getting to the education, or it's just you on a day-to-day basis. You have to be hard for you. You can't expect nobody to go do more for you than you're willing to do for yourself. So daily
Mm.
affirmations, prayer life is essential. Discipline is going to be necessary to capture any bag and hold on to it.
Man, that was love right there though. And
Yeah.
because I used to teach the guys, like, when I was in the joint, and especially by you being from the Shy, my man SP, he on here, he from the Shy. And I used to always give him this like analogy. I used to just be like, if you from the wild hundreds and you was to go take a job on the low end, or what if you was going to go visit a girl on the low end or something like that, you ain't coming from over there and going down there without a weapon. You ain't finna hang out at the low end and you from the wild hundreds without a weapon, unless you know somebody, you got a family house that you at. And what I was trying to tell them, I said, so when you get out of bed and you get ready to walk out into the world, why are you not praying? Praying is your prayer life is your weapon for the enemy when you get out here. You got to have a prayer life. If you ain't got no prayer life, you playing yourself, because the enemy is out here. He's trying to kill, steal, and destroy all of your dreams, all of your hopes. He's trying to kill your family. And I like what you said though, Grice. I wish that we can get these young people to think more about legacy instead of just okay, a story on Facebook. You know what I mean? And it's cool, and it's not to take a jab, and it's not the point, because I like to, what I mean, post my haircuts, or we get fresh, we'll do it. But life is way bigger than that. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
It's when you get ready to check out, I at least need people to be able to say, you know what? Bear tried to, he helped me. You know what I mean? When I was
Mhm.
this in there, you know what I mean? He gave me a haircut when I was going to a job interview and I ain't have nowhere to get no cut. You dig what I'm saying? Like when people want to send me to the like senior citizens home to cut their family hair, I love to go do it. Regardless if they pay me good or not, I really like to go and make somebody's day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm passionate about that. And when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm at my best. And so I think that was cool. Let me see if I got any more questions for y'all. Um,
But what Claudine said was real though. Do not expect your family and friends to support you when you got a business. Your support not coming from your family and friends. I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. Strangers will support you faster. They might start out with you. It's gonna be cool. At first, they might buy one or two items from you, but after that,
Right.
they looking for a family and friends discount. And I'm gonna just say this since I done brought it up. Stop trying to put your family and friends on that doggone discount. Stop trying to put them on sale. Pay them what you would pay somebody else.
Thumbs up to that. You dig what I'm saying?
That is so true. I am grateful for the family that do buy with me, but for the most of us, we do have large families, and if you just think about that, if everybody within your own family bought and supported your business, you'd already be on. But you always have, I hate to say it when people say no new friends. That is the most childish thing ever, because though you're closing yourself off to engage and meet and be friendly with new people will block
Mm-hmm.
the blessing of any business that you're trying to build. Like you have definitely have to expand your mentality, as well as sometimes your circle when you're trying to get to the next level. That's
Yeah.
why it's called the next level. Something within your life is changing to get to the place you want to be, and that would include the people around you. Stop
Yeah.
saying friends, because you might have some billionaire friends out here you ain't even met yet, because you're going to
Yep.
be seeing new friends.
Yeah, yeah, I can dig that. And so, shoot, we got like about like 5 more minutes left. I got one little question. I think y'all kind of answered it, but I just want you to just clarify this for somebody that might be listening. You know what I mean? Because we spoke about what would you give a person that's trying to make it out here. But I think one thing that you touched on, Claudine, that was real sincere. You said something about discipline. So if you were to look at a young lady that's out here right now, and you was giving her some advice, what would you tell her if you would like to study yourself? What is to study yourself to her? Like, to figure herself out. You said a little bit about Grace. You said be authentic to yourself, but what does that mean? Like if a lady was to like study herself, you know what I mean? Far as to see like what is her character like in this world?
First
Well,
of all, you can find out what your character is like by the people that you attract, because people are mirrors. So you will attract to you what you are really. And another thing is you got to pray. You got to get somewhere, get quiet and meditate so that you can hear God. And you got to read. You got to expand your mind. You have to read stuff so that you can kind of see what you like, what you don't like. Um, but the most important thing is you got to get quiet. You got to meditate, and you got to talk to God.
Yeah, I
So if
like
people
that.
showing up in your life and they the devil, or they showing up and they causing you grief and they disrupting your peace, then you need
Mm,
to look inside and do a reflection and say, where have I acted like that in the past, or how do I act like that now? And then you got to sit down and you got to forgive yourself for it. And if you hold a grudge against somebody else, forgive them for whatever they did to you, and you got to keep it moving.
yeah, great.
Oh, okay. What you got, Claudine, on that? If you was to tell a person to study themselves to, if they felt like there was something going on with them, to try to make to be a better person.
I think that if you keep a journal, that'll
Mhm.
kind of really run your patterns for you. You'll start to see some of the things if you're complaining about the same things, if you're praying for the same things, or if you'll notice a pattern in your life. Journals help. You keep your thoughts in track, you be able to set goals. A lot of people do goal boards. I think that if
Yep.
you keep a journal of your daily activity, you get to
Mhm.
see what you're spending your time on. That also allows you to study that journal so you can start changing some things up. Because one thing about routine is going to give you the same results. So you
Yeah.
can just start discipline. It goes back to discipline. Again, anytime you think you get into the next level, it's going to require discipline because something has to change in order to bring usher in what's new. And so if you're operating in routine and what you've always done, the results is going to be the same. So first
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Yeah.
young lady, young queen, get out of the routine that is not pouring into you and pushing you, propelling you into the direction that you're trying to go.
Yeah.
And it
And
will
you
take
know,
disciplined enough to let some of that stuff go.
I like it the way Steve Harvey used to say. He says, if you always do what you always did, you're gonna always get what you always got. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And if that make any sense. But listen, Claudine, man, I appreciate you so much, man. This was a blessing for you to pop up and do your thing. You wind up hanging out for more. At first, you was just like, I'm just gonna slide through for a minute, then I'm gonna do something. But I'm glad you hung out with us.
No.
Yeah, and yeah. And so it's cool. And just remember this: like in about 2 weeks, May the 11th, we're gonna throw a nice little party for my mom with God's will. Everybody get here safe and sound. We're gonna do something for her. If you in the city, pull up. My sister, my niece and nephew are gonna be. We're just gonna have a bunch of food. So it's just gonna be black people over here chilling. So if you around or something, you got something to do. If you want to pull up on us, man, we appreciate you though, for real, for real.
Grice, it was a pleasure meeting you.
You
Thanks for
too.
the invite. Y'all
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
good night.
And yeah, and then
Good
if nothing else, man, if some other time we come up with another topic, I might count on you. I might call on you again to pop up.
This time I'm gonna eat my dinner first.
Okay. There,
Caught up right off work.
there it is. Okay, love. Appreciate you. Hey, Grice. So yeah, there it is, man. And I see y'all in like 2 weeks. This weekend I'm about to shoot to Nap. I'm JG, man. You know he gonna look out for me on the comedy show. He got a ticket for me to go. You know what's the name of them is gonna be in town.
Cool.
Cedric the Entertainer, D.O. Hughley, Earthquake,
Okay.
Mike Epps, and DC Youngfly. They're gonna be in Nap on March the 4th. And
Okay,
so
that's gonna be a good concert.
yeah, yeah. So he said he got a ticket for me. So I'm gonna pop up there, you know what I mean, and do that. And then we're gonna double back and just, you know what I mean, hang out. Claudine, man, she good people. You know, she from the shop. But every time I talk to her, she reminds us so much of us because, she's silly and she just keep it 100 at all times. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? We always
Yeah.
be laughing and cracking jokes, man. But I appreciate y'all for popping up, man. And
Oh,
I
you're
just wanted
welcome.
to yeah, just to give the ladies a little something, man, to like let them know, to be encouraged, man, because the younger youth as they growing up, you dig what I'm saying? You hear the music or you see some of the stuff, and you can't really just take jabs at them like they just all bad. But
Right.
you gotta like at least, man, ladies that was watching the show, you know what I mean? I don't know where you at, what you're doing. Man, be mindful and just level up. You dig what I'm saying? And be
Right.
the best you that you can be.
Yeah,
Nobody can,
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah,
you
everybody
gotta
else
be
is
the
taken. Be
there it is.
yourself.
Be yourself. You got to be yourself because everybody else is taken. And then once you figure it out like that, you got to be the best you. God bless you. I love you, man. And
I love you too.
if you could talk to Terranique, tell Terranique I want her on the show. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna put nephew on the show. Is nephew talking yet? So I'm gonna get him on the show. Get DJ on
You talking-
and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, listen, Grice, I love you, man, and
All right,
I'm
love
gonna
you
go do
too.
my thing, and I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. By the time
All
you get
right.
here, I have a nightgown. You gonna pay for this one, right?
Yeah, wait, dog. I told you I was gonna pay for
I'm just saying, I'm be selling
it.
nightgown. By the time you get here, they're gonna be in effect. I already got the design, so when you get here, I'm gonna have something for you and
All right,
Terry.
just make sure they ain't got your picture on the front of it.
It do. It got my picture on it, but it's a cartoon character and it's got a positive message on it. It's different than the last one. You dig what
Okay,
I'm saying? I got two of them. One of them it says always salute a queen, and then one of them says always stay prayed up. So
okay.
you want to buy two?
I'll see what they look like first. I can't commit to two without seeing them.
I'm just saying, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna save you two anyway. All right, man.
All right.
I'm out. God bless.
Bye.
All right. Okay, so bare truth, there it is, man. My big sister Grice, man, super proud of her. Arthur, actor, um, stand-up comedian. She had like some little scenes that she was extras like on Ride Along. She did some little stuff for what's that little that whatever that little TV show is that play all the sad movies. She had like a little short movie that was on there and stuff like that, man. And Claudine, she's over in the town, and so she do pure romance. So anybody that see her on Facebook that be checking out the pure romance, shop with her, man. She's got some good stuff. Married couples, don't be afraid to jump on her line and do something to spice up your love life. Take care of your skin and stuff like that. And my sister, man, she's on YouTube. Check out her Facebook page and check it out, man. Let's all support each other. Black History Month is almost about to wind down, but we black every day, all our life. You dig what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. Peace.